am the Appalicious teacher, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about tools that you can use with your interactive anchor charts. I get a lot of questions and emails asking what kind of tools or writing utensils I use when doing my interactive anchor charts, and so today I thought I'd quickly answer some of those questions. Writing utensil for my interactive anchor charts, once you've actually assembled them and laminated them, is the mighty dry erase marker. And I like to use Expo markers mainly because they are just a better quality. The ink quality is there, you can see them, they're bright, and they erase really well. So I suggest using an Expo marker or any really dry erase marker whenever you're doing a lesson or writing on the chart that can be erased. So a great time to do this is during whole group, where maybe you're only writing a couple of student answers, or maybe you're writing an answer that you all came up with. Another way to use the dry erase marker is during small group. When you have your chart up, you can use it to record answers of your small group students, or if you're leading a lesson and kind of writing in there. But one of my absolute favorite things to do is to put one of these anchor charts in a center and actually give students the dry erase markers and allow them to write their answers. I mean, kids love being the teacher, and I love being able to see them writing their answers. So I would use a dry erase marker or an Expo marker anytime you want to have students record answers, or you record answers that you don't need a lot of recording happening, or not every student needs an answer up there, or you need them to be erased quickly for more answers to go. So let's say, for example, you are doing a mini lesson as a whole group on asking and answering questions, and you're guiding a lesson on teaching your students about fat and skinny questions, which is the anchor chart I have here. And together you come up with some skinny questions, or questions that really aren't that deep, and you can record them. So here I'm going to use my dry erase marker on my laminated chart to write the answer that we came up. And an example of a skinny question would be, who is the story mainly about? So who is the story mainly about? Okay, and here you can see I've got my answer there, and this is perfect because I can later erase this and have students write their own. Another tool that you can use with your interactive anchor charts is a sticky note. Okay, I love using sticky notes for when I need to take the cognitive load off of myself and put it on my students, and I want everyone to have an answer. Because if everybody has a sticky note, I have space up here for everybody to write their answer. Okay, so for me, these work best when I want to see everybody's answer, especially if I'm doing a quick formative on my students, a quick assessment, and I just want to see, does everybody understand what skinny questions are? Does everybody understand what fat questions are? And I can see right away, because students have written their answer on a sticky note, who has got it and who does not. The biggest question I get about sticky notes is, what type do I use? If you're like me and you're on a budget, or your school system supplies sticky notes for you, you probably are using the cheaper kind, right? Okay, and we all kind of know the standard cheapy kind. You stick it up, and at any moment's notice it can fall. It's okay to use the cheap sticky notes, and I would say in general, I would use cheaper sticky notes for the majority of the things, especially if you know your lesson is going to be short and you're going to pull down the sticky notes right away, okay? But if you're looking to do something a little more, or have those answers up a little longer, especially if you want it up all week or adding to it throughout the week, like if you're doing a KWL, I suggest using the super sticky notes, because these puppies will stay up all week, even if you have no air conditioning in your classroom. Even if your classroom is humid, they will stay, because I teach in Florida. We know all about humidity, and these will stay. Okay, they are a little more expensive, but they are so worth that extra price, because I only use them when I'm doing a lesson that I'm going to have the sticky notes up longer for. But there is more of a adhesive on these. You can see The adhesive comes down lower. The paper's just a little thicker, better quality. And when I go to pull this puppy off, look at this, guys. Like the whole chart comes up. I mean, that's amazing. This is definitely a sticky note, okay? This one, on the other hand, I mean, nothing barely. I mean, you saw how easily that chart didn't even like move when I pulled it up. Okay, so the brand is Post-it Notes Super Sticky. Is this upside down? Oh, come on, guys. Post-it Notes Super Sticky. Those are the ones that I like the best. They are a little more pricier. I got these for $10 at Office Depot earlier in the week, and this will probably last me most of the year. I try to use the cheapy ones most especially if I know I'm doing a lesson that the notes don't need to be up the whole time. So I try to use those, but every once in a while I know I gotta pull out my super stickies.